Hey everybody, it's Public Enemy here, and welcome to my Battlefield 3 full review. What I'm going to be covering in this video today is the advantages and the disadvantages of the campaign, the multiplayer, and the co-op features in Battlefield 3. So to start, we'll go with the campaign because that is the gameplay you're seeing on the screen. So some of the advantages in the campaign are it's fun. You get to drive one vehicle, which that is the tank. But you also get to be in the plane while somebody else is flying around, and you get to look around and lock on the targets. It has a decently good storyline, pretty fun. It reminded me of the Black Ops storyline just because you have so many flashbacks, and there's a lot of things happening, and you're just trying to solve what's happening. The disadvantages of the campaign is it's short, and what I mean by short is it only took me about 6 hours to complete, and that's including all the deaths I have, which I have at least a good 2-3 deaths per mission just because of me trying to be Call of Duty style and just run in when I know Battlefield isn't that type of game. A suggestion that I think they could have done to make the campaign all around better is probably make the campaign longer by a couple hours, maybe like 4 hours. I know that would have taken longer and the game would have had to release at a different date. But, you know, it gives you something to do when you're bored and you have no friends online and you don't want to go play co-op with some random person who you don't think is going to be the same skill level as you. So as you see right now, I'm in the plane getting ready to lift off, and I have to check my check the plane to make sure it's all working and everything. This is, I think, the third mission in the campaign, which is pretty decent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the third mission in the campaign. And this is probably one of my favorites just because I like to fly planes. And that is it for the campaign. Okay, now we're on to the multiplayer segment of Battlefield 3. So right now I'm doing a side of Russia on Grand Bazaar. And I'm just going to be using the Scar. Some of the advantages that are included in the multiplayer of Battlefield 3 is that there's loads of guns. Like everywhere I go, I can pick up a different gun. They're humongous maps. I'm pretty sure there's 6 game types. The guns kill really fast, which is a good thing to see because my accuracy isn't super good, so I can't perfectly aim onto people as well as, let's say, a person with a monitor, because I play on a 42-inch TV and it's actually kind of laggy when I play. This game, multiplayer, it really can be fast-paced at times. You know, when, like, as you'll see coming up in the video in a couple seconds, I get like a 7-kill streak in less than a minute or something like that, which is pretty crazy. Just because I was holding down a position just behind this car. So some of the disadvantages of the multiplayer mode would be that people whore vehicles. Wherever you go, if you're playing Rush, it's always good to get in a vehicle to get to the bomb, or Conquest even, if you want to go get to the flag really quick, because that's an easy way to get points. People just whore in the vehicles, which is actually I'd say I don't like that as much, because when people are in the vehicles, they just tend to sit in there, and it takes like three missiles to kill a tank, or 2 or 3, which means that they have a good 3 shots that they could hit you with before you can kill them, which means basically you're going to lose almost every time. Another disadvantage would be that the higher rank has the better guns. Like, it's gonna be like that in all multiplayer games, but it kind of sucks because I did the whole campaign playthrough, and if you guys want to see that, you can go check that out. I'll stick a annotation on the screen. So going back to what I said before, was the higher the rank, the better the guns. I'm only rank 5 right now, and I'm usually going up against people who are rank like 15, 16. I think the highest I've seen so far is 19, which I don't know. That guy probably spent like a good maybe 20 hours on that so far. And another disadvantage, which this is going to be the last disadvantage, is going to be that you have to run a lot. You know, like the maps are just so big, like I said before. You end up having to run for, I'd say, about 3 minutes out of a 10-minute game. Possibly more, depending on how well you're positioned into the enemy's area and finding them. Like, I know Team Deathmatch, you barely have to run because it's close quarters, like fast paced, and everything just happening super quick, and you gotta be fast at that. But Conquest, when there's 4 flags in the hugest maps out there, it actually takes, like, I think it's 500 meters from where you spawn to get there. So there, my team won, and now I'm going to be heading into the co-op segment of this video. So the co-op segment, basically what it was I was playing with this guy. I think his name was Ricky. I can't see the screen right now. And we were just going through Operation Exodus, which is the very first co-op mission you can do, and I just found him online. I don't actually know him. But what we're doing, we have to defend this area until a helicopter gets there, and just let nothing pass. And it's kind of fun, but you know, it reminds me of Spec Ops in a way, and it feels like it's already been done, just because Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 2, you basically did the exact same thing, like hold down an area and stuff like that. Some of the advantages is you got to spend time with your friends doing missions against computers. Like, I know, if say you're not as good in multiplayer as some of your other friends, you can spend some time with, let's say, one of your better friends, and they can show you like how you can improve, like aim wise and stuff, and where to go and how to position yourself in the co-op maps. So you know when you transfer your skills into multiplayer, you will be just as good. Another advantage would be that you get to do missions that aren't in the campaign. As I said before in the campaign segment, campaign only takes six hours, probably like 10 hours tops for just a normal average person. Like, what I mean by that is like somebody who barely plays video games. And so you just get, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 6 new missions that you get to experience with your friends or with random online people. Some of the disadvantages of the co-op part of this game is it's really short. As I just said, it was 6 missions. Each mission probably takes 10 minutes tops. I think my mission for this one was probably 14 minutes because I didn't even know what to do. And another disadvantage would be that it gets pretty boring after a while. Like, I've only done the first 2 missions and I was already bored of the co-op thing, and I went back to multiplayer. So now I'm gonna start rating the videos out of 10. Rating the parts of Battlefield 3 out of 10. So I'm gonna give the campaign an 8 out of 10 because it was fun. It did have a good storyline, and the graphics were good, of course, because it's a Battlefield game. I'm gonna rate the multiplayer a 9 out of 10 because it's fast paced. There's lots of guns. The maps are huge, and it's pretty hard to get bored of. Like, I've probably played over 3 hours for sure, and it's really fun. So now the co-op, I'm gonna have to rate a 7 out of 10, just because it was a little bit of a letdown, because there's only 6 missions to do with your friends, and there's not much else you can do once you're done those 6 missions except beat your scores. So now that gives this game a total of 8 out of 10, which I would say is a decent rating for a game, because when I think of a rating, I think of like something hard. Something hard, like you don't want to rate a game too easy, like if you gave it a 10 out of 10, because there's always going to be the disadvantages of this game, and you don't want to rate it too hard, because you don't want to rate it a 5 out of 10 because you know that this game is actually good. So my final verdict is this is a fun game. You should pick it up. Really, it's probably gonna have like 20 days gameplay on it. And yeah, so if you like this video, feel free to check out any of my campaign playthroughs. And feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Okay, peace.